Welcome back to Breakfast Daily on City TV. Remember, our hashtag is Breakfast Daily, and you can send a message on WhatsApp using 0550-585832. And we're getting into our nutrition discussion right now.
And Akosua Adam, who's a state-registered nutritionist, is going to walk us through some nutrition myths that are out there.
And there are plenty.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm fine. Yourself?
Very well. Thank you. Yeah.
After the segment, come to my office.
We'll come. Akosua, nutrition myths. It seems like there are lots of myths about nutrition flying around everywhere, but people take them as gospel as well. You know, so I guess you have to break it down for what's true, what's not, and the things that we hold on to that are actually total myths.
So I was in love with the topic based on my experiences at the consulting room this Saturday. And it was like, I asked the man, the client, a reverend, I was like, Reverend, so what do you eat? Because he was just telling me about this person saying that is not good because he has constant spikes, and so he's really susceptible to diabetes, highly susceptible to diabetes. And so when he hears this, then he stays off that and then decide to do this instead. So I was like, I plan meals with clients. I don't just force things on you, because no matter how healthy Teosophy is, I don't have to force it on you if you don't eat it. And so I was like, let's go through the meals you have on a regular basis. Where we need adjustments, we will do. Where we need to eliminate A and bring in B because B is a healthy alternative, we do. It's like, I used to love this, but I don't take it again for like 10 years now, because they said it will do A, it will do that. So I realized that about 3 patients entered, and they were all singing along the same line. So I was like, this
where
thing
is where are they getting their info?
Like, so how are you people eating? Because it means that people are really restricting themselves. To start with, I would say that if it is not spiritual reasons or something that has to do with your traditional beliefs, and they are saying this is what it is doing, the first thing you need to do is to ask a professional. Something like snails, I'll quickly start with. Snails. They go like, if you enjoy a lot of snails as a pregnant woman, chances that you have
drool and all that.
A child who draws will be high. When babies are teething, they draw.
Lord.
I heard that one. I just
I
don't even eat snails, and my baby's drooled. So
I kept hearing this before I even had my license to practice. And until I entered into the health field, I sometimes was tempted. I believe certain things, though I was like, oh, midi. But it's easier when people are in need and they even sit in front of you. Koku, whatever you tell them, they are like, we'll do it. And so if I have diabetes, if I have been hit by a mild stroke and I am on the edge, and you tell me to stay off what used to be my favorite, I will stay off. My grandmother has been eating salt for how long? She's in her 80s. You walk into her life, slim girl like you, then you go like, don't eat this. You take this out of her life. Are you trying to help? It's the reason why we don't get the results we want, because when Koku comes to me or is coming to me, she's like, this lady, the chances that she will take me off everything is high. And we end up relapsing. Instead of we helping our patients or helping our people, it's because we make it too difficult for them. I said, don't take things outrightly from people when this is not helping. Find healthy alternatives. You can't rule all cheese out and say all cheese are evil, but we have healthier cheese like cheddar cheese, which are good. So if the person is comfortable with that, work with it. You need to know what to tell people. So with the snails, there's no truth about it. Blessed with iron. Iron is very good. If you are iron deficiency, chances that you will be anemic is high because you don't have healthy red blood cells. For healthy hemoglobin to be made, for you to have the normal ranges as far as your blood health is concerned. For a woman, you need to be looking at 12 grams per deciliter to 16 grams per deciliter. For a man, you need 14 grams per deciliter to 18 grams per deciliter. And this works for all men, black, white, whatever you are. That is what the WHO, the World Health Organization, says we need to have. And so you are depriving or denying yourself of this Snails, the fat in snail, excellent. Yes, the meat is always exercising, no matter how slow it is. So it has something healthy for you as far as your iron health is concerned. And the uric acid in snail is lower.
Okay.
So if you come to me and you are looking at somebody who is eating a lot of beans, I'm not saying beans is bad. Beans is a superfood. But then if you have issues with your uric acid, which is always on the roof or always rising, I can give you a healthy alternative as far as protein is concerned. And snails can fit in. But the problem with our people is that sometimes that doctor is telling you to stay off that because you're saying ding.
Yeah. Oh.
We don't like to work with the right portions. If I give a typical Ghanaian man one snail, what is the meaning
say what
of
is
that?
one snail?
What is one snail? I can afford 4, and so I have to go for 4 or 3. A portion is the reason why you meet some health professionals. They tell you to stay off something because we are not good at making sure we eat exactly what we need. 1 or 2 maximum. It's fine, even if it's a large one. 1 should be fine for you with a bit of some fish on the side. So if you love to enjoy a bit of everything, which I sometimes do, make sure you are not going for 4 snails when you know that you would want some dry fish in there. You know you want tolo beef or certain things. Attach to it. Do a bit of everything, and then you appreciate your body will be able to appreciate it. The second one is eggs.
Eggs. What are the myths surrounding eggs?
You're saying that they are pregnant women. When you're in a government facility, is interesting because you meet a lot of people and from various backgrounds. So people from places they can afford certain things come in. Those who can't afford, you meet a lot of people. They go like, they say if I eat eggs, my child will be a thief. Yes.
Yeah, I've heard that one before.
Yes.
Seriously?
Yes.
I've heard that one before.
If I eat eggs, that's the myth.
Yeah.
If you eat eggs, your child, your unborn child, can be a thief.
Yeah.
Wow.
An egg, an egg is a superfood.
Yeah.
In fact, when you're talking about the classifications of food, the whole world, egg is one of the foods on top. You can use egg to correct stunting in children. So if you have a child whose weight, after coming to you, you do the plottings and then you realize that, Kokui is not short, David is not short, what's going on? Why is the child short? And I probe into your family background, ask, okay, was your father short or your father's bloodline? Do you have any of them being short? If I do that and I am never able to establish that there is that in the family or in the bloodline from the first, second, third or fourth generation, then it means that I have to look into it well. There may be a deficiency. And you can correct it. So sometimes when you're talking to people from the north and they go like, oh, when you do community research, sometimes in my community research, I had it. We don't have money to buy fish. We don't have money to buy meat. But fortunately for them, every family in the north have guinea fowls. And they have excellent eggs. And so you can do just an egg a day. Even for those in the cities, sometimes when babies begin to eat, how can you deny a baby of something like this? In your womb, you deny the baby of that. So iron can be compromised on. And the baby is out. You need to help fortify the baby's meals with these essential critical nutrients to make sure baby is growing taller the way he or she has to grow. Baby is doing well the way he or she has to do. I ask mothers, especially when I go to the NICU or they deliver fresh, I'm like, take a good look at your baby. Don't you like what you think is born? Some of them, they are born very nice. I'm like, what do you do to us when you take us home? Because sometimes when you look at your pictures, you go like, was that me? What were they doing to us? If you want your child's skin to be maintained, you can do it. If you want your child to grow as beautiful or handsome as you had the child from day one, you can manage it. It has to do with whatever you are feeding your child. Once your child starts eating, the child will grow to eat the akpale you are eating. So it's very important that you modify it in a way that makes it baby friendlier. In a sense that when I'm eating it as a baby, it wouldn't choke me. So you can eat fufu with chicken lye soup. I can twist it for you. I will fetch some of the soup before I pour pepper and then spices into it. The same soup, take a bit of the chicken, add carrot to it for beta carotene, vitamin A for my eye health, for my skin health, and then for my reproductive health, especially for the boys. Because some of them at 5, what they have is like 2 or 1. You need to help them. And then instead of you having fufu and soup, because I'm a little baby or the baby is small, you can blend it all in. Instead of the bancho and brode, you do sweet potato. And I prefer the orange flesh one, very cheap than all of them, but it's also blessed with beta carotene, converted into vitamin A for a lot of benefit, including the immune system of this child, because when babies begin to eat, they are heading for teething. A lot of infections can be setting in. Some of us would love to go and leave the babies with crutches and what have you, daycare centers, and they easily pick infections. So whatever you are feeding this child, you have to have that in mind. How balanced is it? How sound is it? How am I going to improve on the immune system, especially of this child? And whatever you are feeding this child will be able to help as far as whatever you are trying to project is concerned. And now you blend it all in. You've ate fufu and chicken soup. I've taken potato, carrot, the soup, and the chicken. And mine is even ahead than yours. So that's how you twist it. And then meats, due to medical conditions. Oh, my diabetes. Oh, I have pressure. I have cholesterol issues. My lipids are high. My LDL cholesterols are high. So as for me, for 5 years now, I've not had meat. If you're talking like that and you need to maintain, women, when you hit menopause, osteoporosis is looking at you. You need to make sure your calcium levels are enhanced. That is where a lot of them experience lactose intolerance. So where do you get your need for calcium? It has to come from some of the proteins you are having. And so if you are denying yourself of some of these healthier foods, you can be. That's why when you have a certain condition at a certain age, chances that by the time they are 80, they have invited about 5 other medical conditions are high.
Because you've eliminated some.
Because you want to take out calcium. Old age is catching up. You have a lot of joint pains, back pains, waist pains. You need calcium. And so you've denied yourself because you think you have cholesterol. You need to manage it. And our problem, again, aside portion, has to do with the choices. The lean part of meat is nice. They will tell you it's not juicy enough. But that is the healthier side you need. A child can afford to do a lot of things because they will burn it out at the end of the day. So you should know the quantity and the type of protein you need, because you need to improve on your blood health. What are you without your blood? So you need to make sure you are speaking with a professional also. And they say that noodles are convenient and faster to cook.
What's the problem with it?
One noodle can take you. So there are ranges. Some can sit for 2 hours before digestion begins to happen. And for some, it can go up to 32 hours.
So it's just sitting in your tummy.
Yes.
Enjoying itself.
So
that's like poison.
Look at people who indulge in a lot. I've had a client, 21 years, hypertensive, 21, a student. And I was like, what is causing that? She says, I love noodles. That noodle is in my mouth. I will say
it's very popular. I've noticed a lot of young people, because it's convenient, it's cheap,
convenient.
It's, you know.
Ask yourself, the method of cooking this thing has gone into to give you that cake. And then you need to boil it, you need to fry it, and sometimes for convenience's sake, and most of the people who do it in the house can sometimes find a way of making sure they add other things to make it better. But then, if you are buying it outside, on a run, so I'm in a hurry to make sure I serve everybody at City, serve everybody at Adabraka, and so sometimes whatever needs to be done to make sure that some of these things are taken care of is not done. So if you're a fan of noodles, or you are giving your babies noodles, aside the fact that you afford them obesity if care is not taken, you can be assured that is a reason why a lot of people experience bloating, indigestion, because if something has to sit in my tummy for 32 hours. What the hell is that?
And they come with those packets that have a lot of sodium,
monosodium glutamate
and all that.
You know,
it's to make you crave for more.
You know something interesting. So, of course, you know I did a bit of biochem, right? So, one of the interesting things about food is that nutrition is that cholesterol has been bastardized. Okay. But guess what? For men, cholesterol is super important because it's actually a precursor for producing testosterone.
In men.
So you go into diminishing all your cholesterol, and guess what? Your testosterone plummets, and then you're not functioning as a guy. You can't function.
Somebody will
You see
take your girl.
So then it's like, well, how do you do this? You know, because
that is the
you don't want to see the cholesterol, you know, too high, and then but then it's like you said, it's a nutrition thing. So you have to understand.
So you need to find a balance, or else you are trying to solve cholesterol, but you've taken some. You are a man because you have something.
Yeah, testosterone
and
is
you've
gone.
taken that thing off. So you need professionals to help you make sure that instead of the juicy or the fatty part, we are doing the lean part. Fruits are not good for diabetics.
Yes, we hear that a lot.
And I'm not eating banana. Hey, for 3 years I've not had banana.
Yes.
I keep having sugar spikes, and they said I have diabetes. I can't have fruits. Our problem is the portion. If you tell somebody to take, let's say 2 fingers of the foreign ones, a fellow Ghanaian, they want the bunch, and they want a handful of nuts. So that's how I work with people. You do half full. Let's go half. One full. Let's go half. How many pieces? 4. Let's go 2. With time, how you will feel as far as your body is concerned will make my work more easier. Because you feel good about yourself. Banana contains potassium and other nutrients, very, very good. It is also a vitamin C thing, and it's an enhancer. It will help you absorb every iron and folate in the leafy green or the meat you've had. And then I'll quickly talk about some of the other things. Foods labeled natural are healthier. If anything sits on the shelf, they call it orange juice, pineapple juice, and it's been there for 6 months or 1 year. It is not juice. It is a drink. Meaning, sometimes you are tasting it and you can't even taste.
It's a processed drink.
It's a processed drink. So be careful what they tell you. Plantain is better than cassava. When you cook plantain, does the stalk become yellow? When you cook cassava, the stalk becomes whitish a bit. Which one do you think has lost a bit of starch? This is in the layman's. I'm not applying nutrition to it. I cooked my plantain. My stalk never turned yellow. You cooked your cassava. Your stalk turned whitish. Which erosion? Where has erosion happened? So they are all full of starch. At the end of the day, let's get it clear. There are some foods, if you are diabetic, like cocoyam. Very, very true. Once you boil cocoyam, the glycemic index flies. And so if you consume it, your sugar will spike. So when I meet clients who are diabetic and they enjoy cocoyam, if I give you cocoyam right now and I test after 1 hour, you will be shocked where your blood levels will be. But aside that, whatever we are eating will need to be converted into sugar or glucose before the body uses it up. It's about the portion and you getting the right professional help to help you make sure you are doing what needs to be done.
All right. How do people reach you? Yes.
Okay, so you can follow me on Instagram at the Nutritionist Akosua. I'll try to post this. There are a lot, there are about 10. I'll post the others at the Nutritionist Akosua on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Nutritionist Akosua, and you can WhatsApp me on 0243350206.
Nice.
Thank you very much.
See me in my office.